Hey everybody, we are back. Second base with Bowman and Burks.
What's everybody doing today?
We gotta find your remote.
Oh, you think? I
Yeah.
need some way to remotely turn that on?
Yeah.
It's okay, man.
I feel weird like you walk behind the
Oh, well, but I like you sitting over here kind of being awkward, not knowing what to do because you don't know for
and
sure.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
so.
you're like, they don't know, but you're sitting there doing this, and right before I turn it on, you kind of duck your head down and look at your phone.
But this time you told me, hey, I'm at the start.
Yeah,
so
I gave you a heads up this time.
so that's cool. A lot of things going on today. As of this moment, the Dallas Cowboys are currently beating the Washington Redskins. I'm dating this episode as we record it.
Yeah, we're
21-7.
actually, I set the TV to record because Burks has somewhere to go, so we wanted to go ahead and get an episode recorded and put out.
And I try to do it tomorrow, but Bowman's got kids he's got to watch. So to not endanger his children or his lineage, he decided today would be a better option. So
Right.
Here we
Because
are.
it's impossible to record. Because apparently my 18-month-old thinks that he's an audio engineer, and every time he comes in here, all he does is twist knobs and stuff on
He's better than
the
us.
mixer.
So a lot going on in NFL. A lot of stuff going on in sports. So let's just hit the small things before we hit the big things. Bowman brought this up last time, so I'm going to say it first. No one cares about international World Cup basketball. NBA players in the United States got 7th place.
Is it 7th?
They got 7th. They got 7th.
That's ridiculous.
They got 7th place. And they're losing the
I wouldn't say nobody cares. Everybody's going to say they don't care now that we got our butts kicked.
I didn't care. I said it last time. I didn't care.
Well, I just look at it and go, being the United States, we shouldn't get our butts kicked in that.
Why not?
Because we're entitled.
I mean,
As
we're
a
entitled.
nation. Come on,
Well,
that's why.
That's the issue with everybody complaining about it now. We shouldn't have lost. This should have never happened. Yeah, it should have.
No,
Well,
our scrubs should be able to go beat every other country's
our
basketball
dudes aren't
team.
scrubs,
That's true.
but
Well, they're not. They're very talented NBA players.
yes, they're not elite.
But the problem is, so are a lot of the other people.
Yeah, so what you're saying, though, is this. The top NBA players didn't beat the world.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The top American NBA players didn't beat the world. NBA players got beat by other competent NBA players from other countries.
Sure. I guess. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I think Spain's winning it with like
Spain won.
Mark Gasol and Ricky Rubio.
Rubio, yeah,
right?
he had like 20 points. Yeah.
There you go.
So Spain won. They beat Barcelona.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm talking about, but that's my point. Like,
You know the only thing that would make that less interesting to me?
if no one from the NBA played,
No. The only thing that could possibly make it less interesting to me is if it was soccer.
yeah,
I mean, that would be less interesting.
that was kind of my thinking. Like,
Yeah.
I was talking about last time. Like, LeBron wasn't playing, Harden wasn't playing, KD, Kyrie, Westbrook.
Well, over the last few years, KD's been like the international beast.
Yeah, but they're not
mean-
playing. I mean, granted, he's hurt. I'm not saying that, but
Right. If KD plays, this team wins the gold.
it's not a gold medal for the Olympics. It's international play. It's like a precursor to the Olympics.
Well, maybe it's a wake-up call to be like, hey, look, yeah, y'all are great NBA talent, but we've still got to show up and buy in order to be able
But
to win
do
these
those
games.
dudes care?
I think the ones that are there do.
I mean, the ones that were there, but does LeBron
Especially
James?
with well, I'm saying that even if you bring back the same guys,
Yeah,
there's going to be a level of dedication and a level of, I guess, want to maybe
Yeah.
to prove the fact, hey, we lost at this. Everybody's saying because we're not the best of the best.
yeah, a little
Which-
chip on the shoulder, which they might need.
I mean, that's it. We'll see.
Like, who's the guy that runs Team USA? Colangelo?
Yeah.
Still-
Brian Colangelo.
Yeah, he came out and said something along the lines of, paraphrasing, we're going to remember the guys who said no to us when it's time for the Olympic basketball.
Yeah, well, you
roster to
didn't
come
win.
around.
No, you're not. If
Yeah.
LeBron, KD, all those guys want to play, you're going to put them on the
That's
floor.
what I'm saying. Like, you can say that all you want.
You're right.
but-
You're going to remember them, and you're going to start recruiting them now
Now.
to try to play.
Yeah.
So I agree. He's going to remember them, but don't act like you're a ex-girlfriend that's all mad
Yeah.
because, they didn't show up.
And Greg Popovich, went off and said, hey, don't hate on my squad. They showed up. They tried their best. These are great guys. We didn't win, but don't downgrade the dudes on the court who were playing
Well,
for
fine.
not
then
being successful.
the only way I cannot downgrade them is to downgrade Pop as a coach.
So which one you want to do? But I guess the issue was people were throwing hate.
Everybody was calling them bumps. I mean,
Yeah.
they just were.
Well, not that. I guess the bigger issue was the fact that the team that we had on the court didn't win the gold medal or first place or whatever they played for. It was the
You
fact
don't even
that
know what they get in the world.
I don't know. It's the fact that the guys like LeBron who didn't sign up to play are getting crap for not wanting to play.
Well, I mean, why would Colangelo care about that? Or why would Pop care about that?
Because Pop's mind, he felt like it was disrespectful. You should be worried about the guys that are here. Don't say anything about the guys that aren't here.
Yeah, but you don't think Pop would like to have had those other guys there?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he would have. But apparently the focus wasn't even so much on the guy. That's the thing. That was the biggest thing. It wasn't even the focus on the guys that were there. The focus is more on the fact that America didn't win because all these other dudes.
Well, everybody was saying that from the start of training camp when a bunch of people didn't go, and then they kept pulling out.
And how those dudes are un-American for not showing up for America.
I think it takes a special time in order to pull patriotism, in order to get these guys to put their careers in jeopardy and things like that to go play. Because I'll never forget the Paul George deal.
Yeah. And that was.
I mean, I was watching that when that happened. Unless you just signed your guaranteed deal and you know you're going to get your money, if you're in the last year or a contract year, why would you go risk it?
And everyone said that Paul George is probably the reason those guys said no. That injury, the threat of that injury, with no incentive other than a gold medal, which most of those guys already got at least one.
Yeah,
that you would want.
That's true.
They served their country. They did what they're supposed to do when they did it.
Well.
So why are you faulting them now? But again, it wasn't the Olympics.
Because we're America and we believe that we should be able to beat everybody every time. And if you're telling me the reason we didn't, but we can go, if we had LeBron or KD or whoever we would have, then we think they should have played. Because we feel like we're entitled to win everything all the time.
Not anymore.
No, we still feel entitled to it. We still think we should have, apparently.
Put it this way. Space Jam 2 comes out.
Yep.
American players are not going to be playing Barcelona or Spain or Venezuela. They're going to play the Monstars.
Is it
NBA
the same
players.
Monstars, different Monstars?
I don't know how they're going to do it, but my point is when you get the greatest NBA players on the planet to play against each other, they're going to be NBA players, even those, and the villains are going to steal the powers from NBA players, not France and
well, I mean, it's
Japan
still
and
NBA
stuff.
players already. You don't think Rudy Gobert may be one of the ones they take it from? You don't think?
No.
I think he may be because it'd be
that's
cheaper.
Why AD,
I think it'd be cheaper to get a deal.
That's why AD's over in Lakerland now.
Oh, come on.
He's going to be one of those guys, one of those Monstars.
Don't tell me that you had to go team up with LeBron to get a movie. Oh, really? Kyrie Irving did the exact opposite.
Well, Kyrie already had a character in place.
Well,
that was a good movie, by the way.
It was good.
It was entertaining. It was a fun movie.
Yeah.
So
I'll give you that.
It's not going to be Space Jam, but it's.
Well, this Space Jam may not be Space Jam either.
It won't be, but
because all of us old guys that remember the original
When's
one.
When's the last time you watched a Looney Tunes cartoon? Do your kids watch the Looney Tunes?
No.
Like, I don't know who's going to resonate with.
There's a good possibility we can go to Six Flags and they wouldn't recognize the characters. You know, because that's where you see the Looney Tune people. For us, it's Six Flags, yeah.
So my question is, since we're on this now, let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. Who are they going to market this to?
Anybody that follows LeBron James.
Okay.
That's who they're going to market to.
I'm going to watch it because it's Space Jam, but we as adults are going to be like, let's see how LeBron and Hollywood's going to crap on our childhood again.
I don't know why Looney Tunes fell off so bad.
I don't think
Mickey Mouse still does a cartoon.
I don't know if they fell off. They're just not in the forefront of pop culture right now.
So that means they fell off. If they're not, Mickey Mouse is still popular.
Well, that's because Mickey Mouse owns everything.
Okay. Who owns
Warner Brothers.
And what's Warner Brothers doing now?
Bad DC movies.
Okay.
Bad Batman movies.
That's not true, man. They got a rock star to play Batman now.
Robert Pattinson?
Is it Pattinson?
Yeah.
I didn't know what his name was.
Pattinson.
Either way,
Pattinson.
Basically, everybody our age goes, that dude that was in the
Twilight series. Yeah, so you got a vampire to play Batman. Anyway.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, kinda.
Well, apparently the dude's a really good actor. Like, besides that, like, his career.
Is there any way to make him act big and strong? Because he doesn't look like that.
Well, apparently he's not doing that. So now we're going to talk about something that's not sports. 'Cause I've looked about this. Matt Reeves is directing the movie.
Our viewers don't care, man.
And long story short, they're not going to do the physical, brooding strength Batman Dark Knight. They're going to do more of the great detective Dark Knight. So it's going to be like a Sherlock Holmesy Batman.
So they're kind of making him Gordon on the film? Is that...
No, not Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon's a cop. This is like, everybody knows there's two Bat guys. There's the Cool Gadget Batman.
No,
who
everybody
fights crime.
doesn't know. I mean,
the Cool Gadget
I
Batman.
grew up watching the dude that said "pow" and stuff like that when he hit people.
But before he fought people, he was always deducing reasons why criminals are doing what they're doing. So he's always called the Great Detective. So the detective.
Okay,
aspect,
well, let me just tell you, I am 37 years old, and you right here today on Bowman and Burks is the first time I've ever heard Batman as the Great Detective.
You never watched any of the Batman the animated series cartoon?
Some of them.
Ra's al Ghul. He's called him the Great Detective. He's the Great Detective. He's like DC's greatest detective.
Is that saying something though? Really?
It's saying a lot.
It's DC's greatest detective.
He's probably the smartest.
And lately, I can tell you, I've watched more Lego Batman movies than I have.
And he's
anything.
smart.
He is smart, and he's always real suspicious of Superman.
Yeah.
That's always his deal. And I remember, I didn't think the movie Batman versus Superman was very good either.
It wasn't.
Okay, so
because they screwed it up completely.
Okay, so what I have to base my opinion on, not being into the comic books, and I can't tell you all that, is Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid and bad movies. Well, so with that, I can tell you through that, I've never thought of Batman as the great investigator. I understand.
Detective.
Whatever. Detective?
Detective.
Okay.
Detective.
Don't you have to be a cop to be a detective?
He's a vigilante.
Detective?
He's the Dark Knight. He's what he wants to be.
Yeah, he's something. Now, I did watch Gotham. I liked Gotham a lot. I could see Pattinson being the Batman that the guy from there kind of evolves into.
Yeah, well, guess what he's going to be before he becomes Batman? He's going to be the guy that's like figures stuff out and uses his wit and cunning, not his brute strength and martial arts ninjutsu skills.
Okay.
So that's the guy. So I don't know how we went from
anyway,
international basketball, the Batman. Oh, we could talk about WB and yeah. So like I said, I don't know. That's my issue. I just don't know when the movie comes out. I'll watch it because I'm a LeBron fan, and we know what the first movie was like. I'm sure you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I think it's for parents who loved Looney Tunes and Jordan in the '90s, pushing LeBron on their children to find some.
And we'll
sort
see
of
if it works. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know. I think it's
LeBron's
40, 60, 60%. It's gonna be horrible.
Yeah. Well,
it's kind of the split.
Look back on Space Jam now. It wasn't a very good movie.
Right, but you had the Looney Tunes and the Monstars.
But when the game is on, that final game, the third act of that movie, you're going to watch it because it's Michael Jordan playing with the Looney Tunes. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, I don't even think my kids really, I mean, they would probably be able to pick out Bugs Bunny maybe, but the other Looney Tunes, it would be tough.
Maybe they can do a crossover with Paw Patrol or something.
Maybe. There you go.
Like Owlette's like a cheerleader or something.
Okay.
That's
Owlette is not Paw Patrol. So
I don't know.
That's PJ Masks.
Or PJ Masks.
Okay, so
no sexist.
Anyway,
I assumed her
now
gender.
you're in my wheelhouse. You want to talk Paw Patrol, PJ Masks? Man, I can go
Maybe
on for
WB
hours,
buys them and turns them into the new Monstars, and there you go. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
All right. So from Kids Cars 10s, let's talk about Antonio Brown.
Really? Do we have to?
Yeah, of course we have to.
My wife is so upset about the whole situation.
Why? Well, what side was she on before?
She was never on Antonio Brown's side, which will lead us into segues to the next topic of conversation.
So now she's even farther off of Antonio Brown's side.
Well, she was the whole thing that went down with him last time we met. Hey, y'all, last time we met, we talked about him getting released and going to the Patriots, I believe. We talked about that. Talked about that.
Anyway, if we didn't, everyone knows that happened.
Played the whole thing through.
And you were one of the people, I believe, that tried to give him a bunch of credit for planning that.
Yeah, well,
I'm not
giving him credit. Apparently, people were saying, maybe Antonio Brown was like an evil genius.
Yeah, that was kind of the narrative that went out. I think
it's
the farther this goes, I think Mike Mayock looks like a freaking genius right now. I think Oakland knew this was coming.
They didn't pay him anything. And they lost a third and a fifth round, or fifth round and something.
Yeah, they gave up some draft picks, but once he got there and he had all this other stuff going on, because Gruden never would say it, but he kept saying, I know you've got crazy stuff going on. So I think Oakland knew. I think they didn't talk about it. They thought he was going to pay her $2 million and let her go away. But I also think Mayock kind of pushed his hand because once they took away his guaranteed money, he's like, oh, wait, I don't really have $2 million to pay you. Now I got to show up and actually do work, and if anything happens.
Before that, apparently they said the Raiders nor the Patriots knew of the situation. But back to the original
I think the Raiders.
But back to the original topic, my wife is upset and tired of hearing Antonio Brown's name because the whole scenario that went down to him to get released, she was sick and tired of him whining about money.
Yeah, well,
and she thought he should be playing. He signed in my wife's mind. I'm tired of hearing about him. He should have, if he was wanting money, he should have played. He should have been stupid trying to get released or cut or whatever. And then this bombshell comes out, and now he's a sick, horrible human being who's not only greedy but a deviant.
Well,
and my wife's mind.
Okay.
So that's where she's at.
I can kind of see where you get there, but it's like, okay, look. You were in Pittsburgh. Stuff was kind of going crazy. You wanted out. They traded you. Maybe you didn't want to go to the Raiders. Maybe you didn't. But they said, okay, we'll take you. We'll put you in. Let's go. So they traded for him, brought him over there. And I'm assuming that maybe this stuff is going on or maybe there's some more stuff going on behind the scenes that we didn't know about. But the helmet thing had to kind of be a guy whose world was out of control maybe, and that was like him grasping for control of a situation, and he felt like he didn't have control over anything, so he was just going to sit down on the floor and throw a fit about the helmet thing.
Maybe. That would make some sense.
I'm guessing. I mean, that's kind of what it seems to me. I mean, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but just seeing, I feel like he felt like everything was out of control and he couldn't have a say-so over anything in his life, so I'm going to tell you this, and it wound up costing him money.
When you get accused of what he's being accused of now, yeah, I can see how your life's going out of control.
Yeah, but you're also not criminally accused.
Mm-mm. And I have to keep saying that to my wife, too. So, y'all know what
She didn't
happened.
go to the police.
Y'all know what happened. He got signed by the Patriots. Everything was good. And then, Friday?
Well, the suit got filed like Tuesday maybe. That Sunday was their deadline, his deadline to sign the agreement to pay her $2 million.
Yeah. I'm talking about like the news.
He got signed Monday.
When we found out. Like the world found out about
I think
her.
he got signed Monday, and I think the suit was filed Monday, and everybody got informed about it Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, it was like right after. So, you know, the Patriots had to be like going, oh, my God.
But with that, it was like, the first thing I saw was like, oh, this dude's going down. But then they said civil.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, so she doesn't want him to go to jail.
Well, she may want him to go to jail.
Well, but she seems to want money more.
See, here's the deal. Yeah, he can't make the $2 million to pay her if he's in jail.
So she's like, I'm going to do it civilly.
Now, we're not going to victim blame on the Bowman and Burks podcast. No. We're not going to say that. Maybe she knew it wouldn't do any good, or she had tried to report it and it didn't. She knew there would be nothing come from that, because most of the time, high-profile athletes with money, none of that ever sticks to them. So a civil suit's generally your only course of action.
Well,
look at OJ.
I'm just saying, yeah, that's true. That's very true. I don't know the situation. All I know is this. I saw the text messages or the emails he had sent to her, and I'll be real with you.
I hadn't even seen the emails. I just kind of know the outline of the situation.
Let me just say this. He needs...
Jesus?
I'm gonna make sure
Jesus?
I'll make sure we're on video now. I won't
okay,
try to
I'd like
nobody.
to. But while you're telling this, hold on. I want to go back to the fact that they originally met in college at a Bible study.
How do I say this? Reading it will make your brain hurt.
Okay, is that because he can't spell?
It's worse than that. Like it's just a long run-on sentence with a bunch of profanity and expletives and.
So he totally wrote it himself.
Yeah, but it's like in emails and text messages that don't like line up, and it's like you read it. Here's the funny thing: I read it on Twitter.
Okay,
and
so it's going to be broke up.
And I read the screenshots, and I was like, and I was reading to my wife, and I was like, she's like, what? Twitter's awesome because somebody apparently took what he wrote and translated it into like normal standard American English, and basically it was saying things like, you're a deadbeat lady. You're trying to make a transaction with me, and you're trying to be famous off of my name. You're dead broke. I made you who you are. The only reason you're relevant is because you're associated with me. You tried to get into my house because you had no money when you were broke and you slept on my couch. My mama doesn't like you. You are a bad person. You can't come after me like this. I'm Antonio. Like it's stuff like that, but the way that he wrote it,
it's crazy. But okay, so anytime in there did he admit to?
No,
because they've come out and said it was a consensual relationship. If I'm not mistaken on that,
he doesn't say anything that leads you to believe that they were in any type of relationship. But he does go out a few times to say that she was a dumb female dog in heat for trying to get stuff out of him when he's the celebrity and she was using him for his money and his fame.
Okay, well, if he knows that, then he should have known having her around was probably going to cost him something.
So if you can't find it, I was listening to Mike and Golick and Wingo on ESPN one day, and they were talking about, we can't read you what he wrote, what he said in the Twitter messages that we've seen. And I read it the night before, and I was like, you can't. For two reasons. One, is very bad, and two, it's just incoherent.
Yeah.
But he scored a touchdown today.
Yay.
For the Patriots.
Yay.
Against Miami.
Maybe his last one.
For now.
I don't know. How about the fact that she was willing to go meet with the NFL?
Like, she wants justice in her mind.
Does she want justice?
She wants something.
She wants leverage.
She wants something. I don't know what. I mean, again, we're not victim shaming or anything like that.
I don't have any idea.
I don't know what I don't know. She's saying 2 or 3 instances that things happened against her will or otherwise, from what I've heard. We don't know what's going on, but apparently she is fully going to
cooperate. She's also getting married.
Yeah, she's going to fully cooperate
with
the league.
She either just got married or is supposed to get married, like within a month or maybe. I mean, we're right
the
here.
word people always say is optics, and depending on where you're coming from, the optics look really good for her and bad for Antonio Brown, or vice versa. They look bad for her and okay for him.
I think Oakland had her on the burner, man. I think Oakland was paying her to kind of hold off on all this. Yeah, and that's why they knew some of the drama.
Or maybe, like you said, Matt Mayock is like an evil genius.
Yeah, we don't give him enough credit, but he knew how to provoke him. Mm-hmm. And who says that the altercation wasn't about something to deal with that?
Like, don't you say that? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Really?
Yeah.
Or don't be raping
Hard
people.
Knocks won't show that. They should.
Well,
but they won't.
I could see them not showing that.
They should. I would watch that.
Yeah, but if all you do is keep covering people and show the NFL players as rapists and stuff like that, nobody's going to let you in the locker room.
True.
So, do you want some kind of insight or do you want nothing?
I mean, I'm fine with what I got. From what I've seen, I'm fine with it. But
I hadn't even watched it.
I want to see the fight. Like, I just want to see the exchange between Mayock and Antonio Brown. That's what I want to see.
Man, I think it's going to be kind of like the one that I'm thinking of that's happened this year that's not really a fight, but it's kind of the closest thing to it is, Chris Davis, the first baseman for the Orioles that used to play for the Rangers. Mm-hmm. Like, he's tried to get in a fight with his manager a couple times. Yeah. And they said stuff like, he got a $150 million contract after 1 or 2 good years. And then now he's kind of come back to the player that he probably always was. And they said his manager, like, after they were getting beat bad and he didn't run out of play or something like that, and his manager said something to him, and anyway, he went off. But I'm sure he knows how to push his buttons, just like Mayock knew. I don't think Antonio Brown's really stable. If we were going to go off on that, would that be fair?
I would, just based off of what we've seen in the last few months.
Now, going with all that, everything you've seen, maybe not on the helmet, but on the text messages and all that, that's an emotional state he's in. Yeah. He's probably not in his right mind whenever he's going back like, you said, what? Me?
Yeah. He's not rational.
Yeah.
But I'm not in that situation. Hope to never be in that situation.
But what do we get down to? There's a whole bunch of people that didn't care whether he's rational. He can run fast and catch a football. So does that outweigh what he possibly may or may not have done?
Speaking of which, let's transition from that to...
Okay, this is kind of a depressing episode.
Yeah, to the new thing in college sports.
Okay.
The no fair play rule. Have you heard about this?
No.
California.
No.
Okay, so apparently the California legislature...
Oh, yes,
is trying to pass a law saying that college athletes can get paid for their likeness and their name and all that stuff while playing in college athletics.
And the NCAA is trying to fight that with everything that they have.
Yes.
And the best argument that they have right now is, well, if you do that, no school from California will be accepted into the NCAA or can participate. And their background for that is, look, we can't have one set of laws governing universities there and not the rest of the country. So we'll be fine with abiding by that if that becomes law, but it should be a federal law and not just a state law.
So guess what 2 other states are starting to look into?
Let's do it. Now, that will forever change college football as the way we know it.
It's a sham.
What is?
The NCAA is a sham.
They are a sham. But that sham builds these big stadiums and creates all the buzz and does everything that you see now.
Which is reason why. And here's the thing. I'm just going to... We talked about paying players.
The NCAA is absolutely a for-profit organization. I don't care what they say.
We've talked about this several times, and I saw something this morning, and I was one of those dudes that started to get my thumb started typing for me before my head could think, and I deleted it. But I really want to bring this up right now. I want to say this. The argument about players getting paid through scholarships is no longer valid. Just let that go, people.
I'm pretty sure they know that, yeah.
Like, if you think, oh, college players get paid, they get scholarships they get a free education. That is true, but let that go. Just let it go. It's that point's no longer valid. Let the dudes have their name. Let the dudes have their face, their T-shirt. Here's the worst part about it, and they made a joke about it on College Game Day yesterday. The UT kid, the Tennessee kid. Did you hear about the kid with the shirt? Yeah. So y'all know about the kid with the shirt. Couldn't afford a Spirit shirt in Tennessee.
So he wrote the design on a sheet of paper and taped it to his shirt, right?
Taped it to his shirt.
And people were making fun of him.
Yeah, so a teacher was saw it, took a picture of it, put it on social media, went gangbusters. University of Tennessee picked up this 4th grade kid's T-shirt design.
Well, they made a sketch to you and a T.
This kid's design. Took this kid's design. Printed off a butt ton of shirts. The Tennessee Volunteer Band was wearing them on live TV yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
All the people on College Game Day were sporting the T-shirts in their hands.
Yeah, I've got 2 ways to go on this.
Money was going to a special fund for bullying in the state of Tennessee, which is great. I'm not at all offense to that. And what did the University of Tennessee do for that kid?
They brought attention to the fact that he was being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which somebody sent him a video, so they had to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, somebody else was trying to take attention to it. So do you think the bullied kid really wanted that put out there that he was getting picked on because he was too poor to afford a shirt?
No, I'm sure he didn't.
I'm sure he didn't either. Okay, so here, we'll give you some stuff. And they sent stuff for the other kids. So they didn't just send stuff for him. It's not like he's walking around with a bunch of University of Tennessee swag. Nobody else got anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they sent stuff for the whole class, maybe the whole school.
Yeah, but what else did he get?
That's all he got.
No, he got more.
What did he get?
University of Tennessee offered him a scholarship.
Did they really?
Yes.
Well, I hadn't even heard that.
Yeah.
That's even better than what I'd heard.
But here's the funny part about
Okay.
it. The University of Tennessee offered him a scholarship.
Uh-huh.
And Reese Davis and Kurt Herbstreit were talking, and they're like, wait, hold on, because this kid just got offered a scholarship for the University of Tennessee. What if he ends up being really good at sports?
What if he does?
And he signs and goes to Tennessee, and they're still selling that T-shirt that
What
he
about
designed and made.
What about it?
And it's being sold in the bookstore.
I don't think it's...
Like, could the NCAA say, hey, you can't profit off that design that's yours because you're now
they can't. Let me tell you why.
Student athlete.
Let me tell you why. Here's an awesome point of business. It sucks, but us as poor people normally don't know how to copyright and register stuff. So you do that, you protect it.
Well, kid, get on the horn.
It's too late.
It out. Most not. Tennessee didn't register it yet.
You don't know. You don't know if they did or did not.
What makes it even worse? They just exploited the kid?
Yep.
Just like they've been doing this whole entire time?
But now,
this kid's
in high school.
This This kid's like a fourth grader.
Well, okay, so he's in a public education system
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's like a
okay,
kid.
so on top of that, now this poor kid is been called out for being poor nationwide. That wouldn't be any ammunition for bullies at all. You know what I'm saying? Like now everybody, he's on the internet. As soon as he gets his own Twitter account or stuff like that, what's he going to be? You know what I'm saying? What's his handle? The poor kid that likes UT? And I mean, the University of Tennessee needs some positive stuff here.
Because they suck.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
horrible. I don't know, man. I want to give them credit for trying to donate to the bullying stuff.
Yeah, more than 550,000 shirts have been pre-sold, and the proceeds will go to Stomp Out Bullying, a nonprofit, according to the university.
So I mean, don't you think that's a good thing? Let's not
That's
let's
from
not
Fox
hate on
News.
them for not.
That's from Fox News.
They're trying to do something positive. So let's
I
not
get that.
say. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna
this is
spin
why
it.
people don't do anything good.
I'm gonna spin it because
Why?
the NCAA is garbage, and they should.
But this is all the University of Tennessee. This isn't even the NCAA.
But they're part of the NCAA. My point is, if a school can exploit a child, an elementary school student, for whatever reason, they could take any school, any kid, any campus in America that plays athletics is doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
We'll use you for all your worth, whatever your worth, for whatever agenda that we can make. We'll create the story for you, which is a lot of times heartwarming and incredible and great. I'll watch The Blind Side every time it comes on. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm going to watch Brian's Song. I'm going to watch The Invincible. I'm going to watch Friday Night Lights. I'm not saying they're bad stories. But what I'm saying is when we realize that it's all for a buck and someone's going to profit off of it.
But it's all for a buck. It just depends on where the buck goes.
Yeah, but most of the time it's not going to the person that is dealing with it. It's going to the institution that has control over it.
That's true.
So, fair play, California. The NCAA is stupid. And here's the thing about the NCAA.
But we don't live in a society that really wants you to be rewarded or made whole because you've been unjustly treated. We don't want justice. We don't want justice. We just want a point to cry about and make a big deal about and hashtag and throw a fit about. Nobody cares. Nobody want if they gave every dime to that kid. Okay. You think it's fair that he had to pay half of it in taxes? No.
I don't want the kid.
But he's going to have to.
My issue is, I think what happened was great. I think it's a great
I
story.
kind of do, but I mean, there's a possibility they made this kid's life worse.
Yeah, but at the same time, but with that, I'm
So
just
it's
saying.
a feel good story for you and me. Oh, well, we got to feel all warm and fuzzy
Fuzzy, but this
inside.
kid
This
is like-
kid's getting picked on more now than he ever has.
Yeah, because he's going for Rocky Top, Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, I mean, he was already a UT fan, University of Tennessee fan. How much worse did you really want his life to get?
Oh man, I'm
I mean, and he's saying he was too poor to have one. What he
Yeah.
really meant was his parents was too embarrassed to buy him one.
Probably.
Maybe that's actually what was going on right there.
Probably, yeah. Put the story on that, shine a light on that. But no, in all seriousness though, I don't see why a kid can't go to college as a scholarship athlete.
Yep.
And if some dude said, "Hey, high college student at USC, I'd love for you to be the face of Johnny John's sub sandwiches on the square. I was gonna make shirts with your face on a sandwich,
All right.
your name or nothing. And I'll pay you $1 a shirt. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But everybody knows what you're going to do now to college athletics is once you do that and you offer up, okay, so now you can get endorsement deals, and we're fine with that.
So why do kids go to the schools they go to anyway?
But listen, so what you're going to have is you're going to have the boosters now can be more out there and audacious with, hey, look, we've got the wealthiest boosters, so we're going to have the best paid college athletes.
But where are those kids going anyway?
That's exactly how it works today.
Yeah, but where are those kids? Hey, the kid
I'm
from
not saying
Alabama.
that's any
The
different.
kid from Alabama that's going to Alabama because they play on national TV and they win titles and has a chance to make it to the NFL is not going
I'm not
to,
even saying you're trying to say that
No.
like the college football people or athletes in general aren't getting paid. The kids are going to the school
Oh,
and
I know
paying the
that.
most money now.
I know that, but what I'm saying is like, I think we're making the same point. I'm just saying it differently in the sense that
They're already going where they're financially rewarded,
Yes.
whether it be present or stockpiling it for future
Yeah.
dividends. Yes. I'm
and the
with you.
NCAA was be smart. We said this came out years ago, especially in basketball. Take those top 64 kids in college basketball, that you know, based on your pre-draft scores, grades, whatever, take those kids, give them internships in the NBA, set up accounts for them so once they leave, and give their draft options to teams before they even get a chance out of college.
But
And let the teams invest in those kids while they're playing college basketball.
But we can't do that because we have to have a median in between the kid that's going to play college ball and the NBA. And that person has to be certified by the NCAA. And this whole thing, did you see this?
Yeah, you're talking about that. And guess what's happened so far? Agents aren't going to the NCAA to get certified.
Yeah, well, they've rejected the thing. Through the Players Association, they have sent a letter saying, no, this is restriction of access. This isn't right for the players. This isn't, you're going to get to select who they have to go through. So it's not in the players' best interest, possibly. So it's wrong for y'all to restrict the funnel of movement.
I'm not trying to be Bernie Sanders or a socialist when it comes to college athletics by any means. But let's just call it what it is. Everybody just wants their hand in the pot, and apparently NCAA wants to keep both hands covering the big old pot, and people can't reach their hand anymore. I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to see it. But I think it's time kids can start reaching in the pot. I just do.
So why is that a bad thing?
I don't know why. Why NCAA? Why is it a bad thing? We would like to know.
Because they have a lot of money committed to a lot of different places, and here's the deal: when you're the guy making all the money, you don't want anybody else taking any of it.
I get that.
You want to protect what you have.
But the kid, there's no way the kid on college campuses is going to be making more than the coach until they get to the NBA or the NFL.
Okay, you don't think LeBron would have made more? Okay, you can't even say that.
I can with a straight face.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. You're aware they had to go back and amend Lincoln Riley's contract and give him like another $50,000 or $100,000 so that he made more than his starting quarterback at Oklahoma last year, right?
Mm-hmm. But my point is,
I'm just saying. So it's already there. His starting quarterback, not from football.
Who would be the highest paid kid in college football right now?
Ooh.
I mean, if you just in terms of not the school, just like in the town in which the player resides in, the person or the company that's going to take that kid's face and put it on billboards to sell hot dogs or tire rotations or whatever.
You want to know who it would be, really?
Who would be the top paid player in college football with this rule?
It'd be one of two people, and everybody's going to disagree with this, but these are two of the highest grossing programs in the NCAA.
Okay.
So it would be Kellen Mond,
Texas A&M,
or Sam Ehlinger.
I couldn't tell you who Kellen Mond was.
You could if they got to market him.
No, which is fine, and I think they should. That's
but I'm just telling you, you could.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people would say Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence is going to be in a watered-down market on the East Coast to where he's not going to get the same backing and opportunities as the kids with the higher dollar programs here in Texas. Maybe some people in LA, but you know what I'm saying? I mean,
well, the issue is, here's the greatest point.
UCLA sucks right now.
Well, my point to that is this, though. Even if you got the top 10 highest paid players in college football, and they're going to be quarterbacks probably.
But no. I think, because what they know is once you open that up, yes, they'll make more money than the coaches. The coaches won't be able to make as much.
Well, I counter that argument by saying, do you really think a college kid is going to make that much more money than everybody else, power players that are in it?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I think a quarterback in college will be as directly disproportionate to their coach and their team as a quarterback in the NFL.
See, I differ there only because I think
because if it's what you have to do to get them there, you'll pay them. Well, it's just like the NFL.
Well, if that's the case, then the where businesses are going out of the way to get kids to go to their school. Let's just say, University of Alabama sponsored by Arby's. which
That's
is and,
fine.
I'd be
I mean,
fine with it.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you, Arby's isn't big enough to sponsor the University of Alabama
I'm talking about
because the money it would take. I'm just
I was
I'm
going
just
with
telling you.
A and A. I was going for
I got
alliteration.
You. I got you.
I was
But
going
yeah.
for alliteration.
Okay, so that's fine. You can do that. They can be sponsored by them.
Which is
But so you're wanting to regulate how much they can pay in salary.
yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so why are you wanting to restrict the kids? The kids can make more money. Why are you wanting to restrict them? I
I'm
thought
not-
you were for the kids.
No, I'm for the kids, but I'm talking about from a
Now
business
you're taking
standpoint.
money out of
No,
their pocket.
I'm talking about from a business standpoint.
Okay.
I'm talking about, hey, I'm your college player. I'm business. Hey, kid, we would love to sign you. How about we give you,
How about it's divided up evenly? I'm even fine with it being divided up evenly. Okay. But
I don't want to give you my cut.
let people sponsor teams. I'm okay with that.
I don't want to give you my cut.
But
Okay, yeah. If you gave teams
in that way, that's the
businesses
only
to
way
sponsor
you
teams.
get the bottom guy on the team gets
Yeah.
to make the same amount of money as the starting quarterback, but he gets to license himself outside of the team.
What was a team that I saw a couple of weeks ago? I read a story about. I think it's Louisiana Monroe, where the football coach was trying to get his players to pay $50 a pop to join the athletic boosters for the football team. And the funny thing about it was the coach was getting paid maybe $400,000 a year by the university. But somewhere in there, the athletic boosters were able to pay him almost $1 million. You see what I'm going at here, people? The coach was telling kids to put money in the pot that pays him.
Okay.
That's crazy. But so I was gonna say that's business. And when he got found out about it, they had to like, oh, it wasn't required. They didn't have to do it. I just strongly encouraged them.
Well, I would venture to say now, don't get. This is going to stir up a bunch of stuff. Okay. You ever went to a church to where it was any different? So I mean, what's wrong with you being a member of it and donating money to it?
My issue is the fact
if the kids could fine, and if not,
my issue with it is the fact that a coach can do that, and a player can't say, "One of the athletic boosters that I pay into give me something."
They could have.
Apparently, they can't.
No, they can do it. They just can't be caught doing it.
Well, I'm saying make it legal. Again, hey, Pittsburgh, NBA teams have already already being sponsored. NBA teams are already being sponsored. Stadiums and football team stadiums, basketball arenas.
Well,
and baseball
college
stadiums.
would tell you the reason they don't want to do that is they don't want that added outside influence to disrupt the purity of college athletics.
It's football.
Well,
We
it's
don't
not
care.
football. It's football, basketball.
Put it this way, it's sports. People who love it are going to watch it.
Yeah, but they don't want it corrupted. And
It already is.
I understand it is, but they're trying to keep it as pure as possible, and
It's
they
not-
want you to
it's
be
not.
under the facade that
But
they're
we're
the only
not.
ones that can do that.
But we're not. We know.
Shh.
We know.
Shh. All
It's
they're
not
saying-
being
it's
hidden
them
anymore.
collectively. It's them collectively standing up on a big microphone, going, "Shh, shh, it's okay. Everything's good with college
Kids should
sports.
get paid.
Just
Kids
shh."
should find a way to get paid.
I
hope
100% agree.
California passes
But
the rule.
here's the problem.
It
Here's the problem. There's a lot of smart people on the NCAA and university side, so the kids will find a way to get paid. Power will swing to them for a little bit, but then now you've got agents in amateur sports. Which can we still call it amateur sports? Do we care that it's an amateur sport thing? Some sports, yes, because that disqualifies you for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So swimmers, things like this. See, now you got to divide it like this.
I don't care.
Baseball.
Don't care.
What do you mean you don't care?
It's baseball. Those kids can get drafted in college
Yeah.
and still play college baseball. I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying that there's eligibility issues outside of the NCAA that they have to deal with because it's not just football, baseball, basketball, hockey.
To me, it is, but it's just football,
That's the ones you
basketball.
care about,
Yeah.
but that's because you didn't wake up every day training for a swim meet.
And I'm not hating on the swim kids.
Yes, you
Or
are.
the fencing kids or the gymnastic kids.
You think they should all move to Oklahoma City and you just stay there and you hate on them all with one
That'd be
time?
the biggest, most athletic city in the country. And they should be sponsored by Golden Chick and make a lot of money.
Okay. Or one of
So-
Kevin Durant's companies.
Yeah, that's still there. Broken leg or something like that.
So
Um,
so what all have we hit and not hit?
we've hit a lot of scandals and stuff like that,
Yeah, we've chased a lot of rabbits today.
which is fine because football's going on right now, and I got 20 minutes or less than. So-
Okay. So well, we'll just call that a good episode.
Yeah,
then, man.
I think I liked it. I liked it. We talked about Looney Tunes and Batman and
we don't normally get to all that
Arby's.
stuff, but we managed to get it in there. Antonio Brown's, if all the stuff's true, is not that
sports
great
will
of a
come
human
later.
being.
Sports
So-
will come later. We got. Hey, y'all go home. I mean, you're at home.
Okay.
I
Oh,
do-
wait. I want to hit on one thing before we do it.
Okay.
Everybody out there, the Browns are exactly who
We
the
thought they
Tennessee
were.
Titans thought they were.
Yeah, they were harder than they thought they were, and we let them off the hook. No, we didn't let them off the hook.
They buried them. They buried
yeah,
them.
they
They
buried
come
them.
out and were
And
horrible.
apparently, the big deal this week was Odell wearing a watch, and should he wear a watch to play
Yeah,
football?
some watch company gave him some $200,000-$300,000 watch. to
Imagine
wear out
that.
there.
He's getting sponsored by a company to wear a product on the field to get paid outside of his contract.
I feel like you're overly sensitive about this. He's a professional athlete. They all do that. Anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to bring up the fact the Browns suck. I just wanted to put
Hey,
that
it's
out
on the
there.
first week. Overreactions.
Oh,
'Cause
well, that's what we're here
I
for.
walked into your house. The Cowboys are down by 7. I was not looking all that great. And I thought you thought the world ended and the Dallas Cowboys are down by 7.
No,
early
I
in the
knew it
game.
hadn't. But I mean, it was a rough first half.
Can I tell you what they're up or down by now?
Yeah, they're up by what? More than 10. Yeah, go ahead. What's the score?
I'm waiting for it to open.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We can cut this off right now. There's 3 minutes to go. Bowman can watch the rest of the game before he rewinds it and starts it back all over.
Yeah.
Tough loss by the Mahia Black Cats Friday night. Lost to Malakoff in a tough one. The kids didn't never quit. I'll give them that much credit. I'm gonna say that.
Hey, Malakoff's a good team. I mean, I really thought it was going to be a blowout.
I can
to be
say
honest
some
with you.
things, but I work for the school district and
Okay,
I
well,
work
that's
for those
good. You
people,
don't-
and I respect what they do. So I'm not a coach. Good effort.
Good game.
Good
Good
game.
game.
Good game.
Good game.
Good solid game.
Yeah.
Good luck to them next week. They play against Cold Spring Hurst or something like that. Then before they take on Madisonville for homecoming. Is what your 15th?
No, it's
Oh.
not my 15th.
It's my wife's 20th. So
Yeah, it's my 19th.
Oh, 19th. Oh, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna party down next year?
No. But we'll see.
It's my 20th anniversary for Axtell, who got blew out by 69 points last week.
Woo.
Because you know how many points they scored?
0?
0. And they'll
0
score
points.
69
It's okay.
points.
They'll score eventually this year. You'll be
But
fine.
no, they won last week.
The week
actually-
before they
yeah,
won? Okay.
They're 1-2. Mahaya's 1-2. La Vega's 2-1. They won homecoming this weekend. So good for them.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, we should probably cut that last 5 minutes out talking about the Black Cats. Love y'all. We cat all that stuff. We're gonna go now so he can finish the game. Not go to this birthday party. Quick shout out. Happy birthday, Jasmine. Sweet 16. Way to go. That's all I got.
That's all I got to. All right. Well, that was second base with Bowman and Burks.
We're out. We flipped it.